move and somebody will turn up late. Right, okay, let's go to the mat. Okay, we're going to stand at the end of the mat. Okay, we're going to be in our mountain pose. So palms are outwards. I'm going to turn my mat slightly because I'm facing slightly the wrong direction for you guys to see. So turning with my palms outwards, rolling my shoulders back and just looking to get myself into a neutral spine. So I'm looking to stand up quite tall. My chin is leading and lifted. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in and out. Again, looking to fill up the lungs, big breath in through the nose and out. Okay, from here we're going to press through into chair. So press through, heels reaching the arms up and then sitting down, holding that position. This is our chair position. From here, fall forwards and float the hands down, drop the head into our forward fold, okay? Knees are soft and slightly bent, but looking to just really hang that head down. Slowly coming all the way back up again. We're going to lean forward and go into ragdoll, okay? So we're just going to roll down and we're going to reach those hands behind, knees are bent, hugging into the knees, and we're just going to pull ourselves in, okay? So we tend to move slightly, hips moving from side to side, but try and plant those heels into the floor. And just squeezing the chest towards your thighs and just hold that position. Allow the hands to come down, hands to go to knees into half fold. So looking to straighten the arms and flatten out the back, okay? Excuse me. Again, allow the hands to slide down. I'm going to walk through, hips nice and high into a full plank position. So just holding that position there, keeping the hips up. Then slowly bend the knees down to the ground, point the toes, and then we lower ourselves, don't flop onto the ground, into a full position. My hands are under my shoulders, my hips are pushed into the ground. I'm going to go up into cobra. So my elbows are bent, hips are pushed in, my chin is lifted. Slowly coming back down again. Take the hands around and just place them just on your backside, and we're going to go into our locust position. We did this one last week. So my shoulders and my ankles will squeeze and come off the ground. So just looking to hold in that locust position. My neck is neutral. And lower back down nice and slowly. Bring the hands back round, tuck the toes under, and we're going to roll up into downward facing dog. So push the hips up, and then take nice and high. So just hold that position there, stay in that position. I'm just going to, everyone's dropped off the call. So we're in that downward dog position. Then from here, we're going to lift up that back foot into three-legged dog. I'm sorry, I'm just going to change my leg over. Hold that position nice and strong. Bring the knees through into high lunge, so plant the foot and come up through the waist. My back heel is lifted and I'm into warrior one. Bring the hands down to the side, open out the hip, turn, and we're going to go into that warrior two position. Hands are shoulder height. And from here, I'm going to slide my hand into reverse warrior. Lifting my chest to the ceiling, hand nice and long. tucking in into extended side. So reaching all the way through. So don't drop the hand down, reach it up nice and high. So I'm stretching from my heel along my side. Dropping that down and standing up nice and tall. So we're going to go into our triangle. So shoulder height, pressing the hip, and I'm going to take my palm out and drop down, hand to ankle, turning, looking up at the ceiling. So I'm pressing my hip outwards, feeling the stretch in the inner thigh. Slowly coming back up again, walking my feet to the front, hands just drop down, and I'm looking to go into a wide forward fold. So my legs are spread, dropping the head, and then just take your hands to your ankles, and then look to gently pull yourself in and over. Drop that head all the way down. Just encourage yourself to pull forward, folding over. Walk the hands across to one ankle and looking to get your forehead towards the knee. Walk the hands back through the middle and looking to put hands on the other ankle, forehead into knee. So this is my tighter side, I can't go quite as far. Bring it back into the middle and then come all the way back up nice and slowly. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chin and chest. Go to the opposite end of your mat and we're going to look to go through that again. So roll the shoulders back, turn the palms out into mountain pose. Make sure your feet are nice and planted so they're nice and comfortable on the ground, okay? They're about hip width apart. Okay, from here, press through into chair. Lifting the chest, pressing through the heels, chin is lifted, and just holding that position there. Really reach those fingertips forward, and then I'm going to float my hands down and press my hips up. Just folding forward, so it's a forward bend. My knees are slightly soft, and my head is hanging heavy and neutral. Some of you will be able to fold all the way over. Some of you will be a little bit more tricky. Come all the way up to standing nice and slowly. So we're going to take the hands behind, we're going to go into our ragdoll. So I bend my knees, chest through, and I'm hugging behind the knee, and I'm just pulling myself in. So I'm in this position. You can wiggle your hips, and just hugging the back of the knee, hanging forward into this ragdoll move. Release the hands onto the knees and then press into that half fold. So my legs are straightening, my back is flattening, and I'm looking out and forward. Again, not trying to rush the moves. From here, hands go down, hips stay nice and high. I'm going to walk out into my full plank. Just holding that position. Back nice and flat, head is loose. Lower the knees slowly, point the toes, and then hips come all the way down. My hands are just under my shoulders, bringing my knees together, pressing up into cobra. Might be able to go a little bit higher this time, but my elbows still stay tucked in and bent. Lower nice and slowly again. Control. Take the hands around to the small of the back. My head is off, looking down, nice and long, and I'm going to squeeze up into locust. Squeeze my shoulder blades together, lift my ankles off the ground, point my toes, strong position. Hold that locust position. And slowly lower. So each time we come out, don't flop out of the move, nice and slowly, nice and controlled. Take the hands back round, tuck the toes under, and we're going to press up into downward facing dog. Lift those hips up nice and high onto the ball of the feet. So this time we're going to walk the dog. Just press the heel, but keep those hips nice and high. Weight is evenly placed through the hands. Just lifting up, keeping the hips up, head drop nice and low, and hold the position. So you're still on the balls of the feet. Weight is evenly placed, and we're going to go up into that three-legged dog. Foot is flexed, leading up with the heel. Bring that knee through. Jump it through into that high lunge, lift up the heels into warrior one. Reach the fingertips to the ceiling, lift the chest, lower down into that warrior two. You might have to move your foot, opening out the hip. Into reverse warrior, so slide the hand down the back of the knee, turn and face the chest, so you're just dropping that shoulder round. Looking to keep nice and stable. Tuck in and extend over the side. So big stretch all the way from the heel to my fingertips. Allow the hand just to come down. Walk the feet round. So they're nice and straight. Oh, sorry. No, actually, bring that foot, leave it where it is. It's my fault. Hands shoulder height. Press the hip out. Turn my palm. And then go down and follow my hand up to the ceiling. So into that triangle position. And coming back up again. Walk the feet round so they're both straight. And then forward fold over. Just allow the hands to sink to the ground. And then walk them out so they grab onto the ankles. And just pull yourself in and over. Just holding that position. And then walk again over to one side, trying to get the forehead towards the knee. So this stretch might feel a little bit easier, but you will feel a bite into the leg, into the inner thigh. And then sweep across the middle, over to the opposite side. And you're looking to get that forehead onto the knee. And then coming back to the middle, and then coming all the way back up to standing. Roll the shoulders back, and just come to the middle of your mat, okay? Now, if you have your strap to hand, this is the time, just pick it up if you can. We're just going to do a little bit of work on the shoulders, just standing, okay? Knees are nice and soft, so I want you to have a nice wide base, okay? And just open out your strap. And we're just going to work on some shoulder mobility so that we can just keep those nice and loose. The wider you have the strap, the easier it is. You're not trying to hurt yourself, you're trying to make this a nice smooth movement, okay? Looking to keep the arms straight, and you have tension on the band, you're going up and over the top. Just nice and slowly, so we're taking it up and through the full range, over the top, opening out the chest and coming back the other side, lifting over. So I have one side, I broke my elbow, so I've got one elbow that kinks slightly, isn't as mobile as it used to be. Just opening out the shoulder, over the top. So again, really good warm-up move before swinging, but really good mobility, big stretch through. We'll do a couple more. One more, up and over. So just slide your hands in. So essentially you're in a V position. So they're just sitting outside the thighs, and just take the band up and over your head, okay? Then from here, you're just going to lean across to the side. We're not looking to go forwards or backwards, but we're looking to get the stretch all the way up the side from the hips. So this is your lats that we're looking to stretch into the underarm. Come back to the middle. Make sure there's tension on the band, and then go to the opposite side. Come back to the middle, and then just lower it down again. Roll the shoulders back, and then just reset so those shoulder blades are down. We're going to do that one more time. So bring it up to the top, get that tension in the band, making sure that your pelvis is tucked under, your core is tight, and we're going to lean over to the side. Come back to the middle, and then we're going to go over to the opposite side. And back to the middle, and then lower down. So I want you to step into your band, your strap, whatever you've got. So feet are about hip width apart, okay? What we're going to look to do is just come in. You're going to use the band to pull yourself all the way over and pull yourself down towards the ground, okay? So you're going to use this to pull yourself up, stretching out the hamstrings, okay? So just holding the position, and then you're pulling yourself down into that fold. Your arms will be slightly tense because it's pulling through, but you should feel a nice deep stretch into those hamstrings. And then slowly just release and come up to standing. Just pop the belt off to one side. We will come back to it when we go onto the floor, okay? So staying in the center of your mat, we're going to go into our tree position, okay? So we're going to look to bring the heel up, and you're going to sit it at a place that's comfortable, trying to keep the hips open. Let go of mine. I'm looking to hold that position without it slipping, and allow it to come out, okay? Change sides. Let's go to the opposite side. This is my slightly better side. I can hold this side a little bit longer. I'm saying that, I fall into the wall. Okay, try and go back into position. It's not my morning for balancing. Okay, hold it there. Try and keep that hip open. And lower it back down again. We're going to go on to a variation of the chair whilst we're up on our feet. So go back to your first leg. We're going to cross the foot over, and we're going to sit down and open out the hip. So trying to press that out, keeping the hip up, hands are together. So this stretches down deep into the bum. And then come back up again, wide with the foot. So this foot now, cross it over, the knee bends, my hip opens, but my body stays nice and upright, okay? My balance is slightly better on this one than the other. So my ankle's working, my hip, and I'm pressing down, and then lifting up and coming out. So keeping my feet slightly wider than hip width, we're going to go down into our garland. So we're going to drop all the way down, go all the way through, looking to keep my heels onto the floor, and I'm sitting nice and low. Now, some of you might get to this point and want to lift your heels, that's fine. You might have your hands. Your aim, again, is to try and get those heels onto the ground and then press out so you get into a nice upright position, okay? So really, really good stretch for ankles, but also for that hip mobility, okay? I find this a really comfortable position, really good one to practice. If you sat watching TV on your phone and you're in your own home, so there's no one watching apart from me. Hands down, we're just going to press the hips back up. So just press the hips up slowly. Go as far up as you can. Try and straighten those legs if you can. If you can't, just go to a point that you feel comfortable, okay? We're just working through that range of movement all the way through. And slowly, trying to keep the heels pressed in, drop the hips back down again, and then raise the chest back up into that position. And then from here, just take the hands around and then just allow yourself to come backwards and then into that easy position. So you're crossing, one foot goes down and the other one just goes to the opposite side. And we're looking each time, I'm getting better, is to try and allow those knees to press towards the floor. This one is getting better, but this is my weaker side. So looking to sit up nice and tall. And from here, we're just going to fold forward. Just walk the hands over. We're just looking to open out the hips. Allow the head to drop over and try and look to get those elbows on, but keeping those knees pressed outwards. So we're stretching through the hip, stretching through the front of the thigh. This is called our easy position. Okay, great. So take the heels together. So we're going to go into bound ankle. So just gripping is the wrong word, just holding the arch of the foot. Try not to grab onto the ankles. Try to hold the arch of the foot. Don't press the elbows in. Try and sit nice and loose and tall and just allow your knees to come outwards, okay? So they'll go down to as far as you feel comfortable. What we're trying not to do is really tense up. So we're trying to keep shoulders and head nice and relaxed. And we're looking to just press those knees down to the ground. And from here, just take the hands over the top and then just stay wide, tuck the chin, and we're just going to increase the stretch. So just try and keep the knees pressed outwards, reaching the hands forward, and you're just curling over. And just looking to intensify the stretch in that inner thigh. Walk the hands back and head up. Let's go into our straddle position. Again, the feet are nice and relaxed. They're just in a comfortable position wherever they sit. Pulling up through the core, and then we're just going to walk the hands forward. Now each week I can get a little bit further. Head tucks down, chin tucks in, and we're just walking those fingertips forward. And you'll take them as far forward as you feel comfortable, okay? And just hold that position and just try and go for a long stretch. And walk the hands back up again. Now, if you have your strap, I want you to take it around one leg, okay? So we're going to turn the hips around and we're going to try and get towards that opposite leg. So we're going to use the strap just to take us down into that position. So I can go much further, pressing through. And you'll feel this stretch. So you go as far as you can, okay? So I'm using the strap, pulling myself down into the position. And then slide back up again and just reset yourself, okay? So just walking the hands down, pulling, and I'm sliding myself into the position. And slowly come back up again. Change sides. So I'm surprised, I've increased my flexibility by using the strap. It's not cheating, it's just helping me pull myself and just lengthen the muscles. So it's not cheating, it's just a different way of training. So this is my tighter side, but I've been able to get much further over when I've been practicing. So sometimes if you're trying to get more flexible, ready for the water, just use this. If you've got a couple of minutes each day, if you want to stretch out your hamstrings, you're looking to increase your hip flexibility, use your strap. And relax. Okay, just unhook yourself. And then just bring your knees in and round. We're going to go into my favorite stretch, which is child's pose. So knees together, reaching the hands forward, looking to get my forehead onto the mat and my arms as long as possible. My bum is pushed back into my heels, and I'm just looking to hold this position. Favorite stretch ever. Shoulders, hips, lower back stretched out. Okay, we're going to walk the hands to the side, press through, and we're going to look underneath our armpit. Just increasing the stretch. So the hand that's closest to the middle, so closest to my legs, I'm looking underneath there, so I'm increasing the stretch. Sliding back through the opposite way, and this time pressing through, and then underneath, looking underneath my armpit. Back through the middle, and big press. If you want to, you can take the arms into more of a V, and then really press through. You're looking to get that forehead down, and just curl into two. And then from here, pushing up into our 4-point position. So set yourself so that your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. And from here, we're going to curl up into cat. So opening out the vertebrae, pulling your belly button up to your spine, dropping your head down, really curving out the shoulders. Holding that position all the way to the top, and then go all the way through into cow. So lifting the chin and allow the back to arch, pushing the bum up, and then pull all the way through into cat. Nice and slowly, opening out the spine, dropping the head, and then press through. And come back to the middle, and then just sit back onto the heels, so a little bit wider apart. So just walk my knees so they're at a real V. We're going to go back into the child's pose, but you're going to try and look to get the chest onto the floor. So I'm sliding through the middle of my legs, and then I'm trying to get my chest deeper into the floor. So your hips are at a V, your legs are at a V position, and we're looking to stretch through. So deeper stretch, opening out the hips. And just holding the position. And then lifting the head, and we're going to press all the way through into our upward facing dog. So my hips are off the ground, my arms are straight, and just allow them to sink into the ground. Just press back into the heels again, nice and deep. And then go all the way through into that upward facing dog. And each time you might allow those hips to sink a little bit more. And then lowering down. Then we're just going to roll over onto our backs, okay? Just the easiest way for me to do. All the way down. Walk the feet in. We did these ones the other day. Just make sure that you can touch your heels with your fingertips, okay? Your legs are at hip width apart. We're going to press up into that bridge position. So stretching out, tucking under, and lifting those hips up, opening out the hip flexor. Just holding that position. And then very slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time, all the way through. Just bring those knees into the chest, so we just relax off that lower back. And we're just going to roll ourselves up. And just take the legs out in front of us. So we're going to be in our staff position. I'm going to turn slightly towards you again. So this time, both feet are together. Grab your strap if you can. Hook it around. Again, if you don't have a band or a strap, remember you can do all of these without it, okay? So we're looking to sit nice and tall. Then from here, I'm going to pull myself forward and I'm aiming to get towards my ankles, but I'm pulling myself over. Working on my hamstrings. My arms will be bent because I'm pulling myself over. I'm looking to lengthen my spine, curling, my chin is tucked in. And then just release the strap off and sit up nice and tall, okay? And then again, just walking the hands forward, using the strap, trying to keep the core nice and tight. And then we're just going to curve our back over at this point, tuck the head in, and we're just trying to pull ourselves forward and taking that forehead down towards our knees. And then just sliding back up nice and tall. Just allow the band to go down. We're going to take one leg up and over, and then we're going to take the opposite arm and just press in. So just looking to do a spine twist, okay? And release that off. Leg back out. So I'm going to take my other leg over the top, my elbow, and pressing into that knee. And bring it back down. Go back to the first leg, and we're going to go into our half knee position. So the knee is bent. So again, we're working on the hip. Got my strap again. So this is forehead to knee. So I'm looking to pull myself over, but keep that knee out nice and wide. And I'm pulling myself over. So I get my forehead down to my knee, but keeping the hip open. Using my strap. And just looking to hold that position, okay? Just holding it there. Really feel the stretch go off. So your body gets used to that position that it's in. And then slowly come back up again. So just reset yourself. So my leg is nice and straight. I'll come to the front. So it's tucked in, my foot's tucked into my thigh, and I'm trying to get that knee onto the ground. And I'm just walking myself forward, and I'm trying to pull my forehead to my knee. And I'm holding that position, waiting for the stretch to go off. And relax. So looking to change sides. So straightening out the bent leg. So again, this is my problem knee, as I call it. Okay, so strap over the top. Just keeping an eye on the time, making sure you're not late for school. And then I'm pulling myself forward. I can't get as far on this one, but I can definitely get further with the strap than I can without it. And just pulling myself over, keeping that knee outwards. And just holding the position, allowing the stretch to go off, trying to get my forehead down towards my knee. I'm curled over the top. And coming back up again. I'm going to do that one more time. So just pulling through. And coming back up again. Just allow the strap that, and we're just going to bring the legs back round. We're going to go back down onto the mat. So just lowering yourself down. Bring those knees into the chest. Take the hands out into a crucifix position so that your shoulders are pressed onto the floor. Your knees are up, and we're just going to allow the knees to drop over just to one side, just stretching through, trying to keep the shoulders on the ground. Just rolling through the hips and the torso. Bring it back to the middle. And over to the opposite side. Bring it back to the middle. Bring those knees in. Take the hands through the center to my heels and then press them open and up. Holding the position in that happy baby. Remember, you can hold onto the toes, but knees stay bent, so you're in that position trying to keep the hips into the ground. And bring the heels down. Okay, final stretch today. Grab onto your strap. Hook through onto one of your feet and look to lengthen the leg, okay? So you've got full control of it there. So your leg is straight, this foot's on the ground. And all you're looking to do is just pull this up, and we're looking to just stretch out that hamstring, but making sure that your hips are still pressed into the floor. So you pull it until that foot or that hamstring till it bites. Just holding that position there. And if you can, put it in a little bit further. If the leg really, really shakes, just relax it off slightly, okay? We don't want to stress the muscle too much. And then slowly lower it all the way back down again. And then just change sides. So hook the other foot through, bring this leg up, and then we're going to pull this leg up. So just hold it just above at the moment so you can first feel it. Make sure the hips into the floor, and then just pull that in. Now, quite a few of you had improving your hamstrings as a goal in lockdown. It's one that you can definitely do. If you look to do a few hamstring stretches each day, in between kind of sat down at your screen or what have you, you will notice a difference in your flexibility by the time we come out of lockdown. Try and pull it in a little bit further. Again, if it shakes too much, just relax it off. And then lower that leg all the way back down, nice and slowly. Don't flop to the floor. Okay, roll onto your side. Push yourselves up. Just go into a cross-leg position. Reach the hands up, and then just press one palm to the side. And then press the other palm. Bring the hands down. And then big deep breath in and out. Reach the hands up to the ceiling. Hands to heart. We are done for today, guys. Well done. Hopefully feeling good. Have a fantastic Friday.